Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let us praise to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who always given health, blessing, and self-esteem. So all of us still able to gather in this moment. Do not forget salawat and greeting for our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who brought us of the dark ages to the era of bright light today. Now, I want to give my gratitude to the honored Mrs. Opie as the head of judges, Mr. Henry as judges, and Secretary of Judges, Mrs. Munawaro. And also for my first thesis supervisor, Prof. Dedi Purwana, and my second thesis supervisor, Mr. Osly Usman. My name is Hanny Apriyani from Office Administration Education 2016. At this opportunity, allow me to explain my research result with title The Effect of Organizational Communication and Work Environment on Job Satisfaction on Employees, PT Kamadjaja Logistik, North Jakarta. And this is table of content, chapter 1 until chapter 5. The situation in the business world, which is full of competition and difficult to control, will encourage every company to continue to improve company performance optimally. This is faced by all business sectors in the business world. To be able to survive in the current state of the business world, companies must focus on achieving the organizational goals that have been set together. Quotingbusiness.com, based on the analysis of supply chain Indonesia on gross domestic product data from the Central Statistic Agency, the logistics sector, represented by the transportation and warehousing business sector in 2018, experienced a growth of 8.44% from 2017, which amount to 735.2 trillion. But in reality, the contribution of the logistic business to gross domestic product has decreased from 5.41% in 2017 to 5.37% in 2018. One of the companies agents in the logistics sector in Indonesia is PT Kamadjaja Logistik North Jakarta. PT Kamadjaja Logistik North Jakarta is a company agent in forwarding, logistic, brokered, and value-added service. This company is one of the most successful national logistic companies in Indonesia and is a local company that has received quite a few awards. The company is located on Jalan Kebon Bawang 4, nomor 24, Onions, Tanjung Priok, North Jakarta City. Based on observation made by research and the data obtained, there are indications of decreased job satisfaction of employee PT Kamadjaja Logistik Jakarta. One of the indicators of employee job dissatisfaction can be indicated by the level of employee targets, which increases every month, which is shown in the employee targets rate diagram as follows. In 2019, from January to December, the number of employees who come late varied. The highest peak of employee targets occurs in June with 41 employees, after which it decreased. However, from September to the end of December, it has increased again every month. It can be seen from this result in table that organization, communication, and work environment are the factors that must influence job satisfaction, which is the percentage of organizational communication is 80.3%, and the work environment is 80%. Look at the result of the pre-research in table. The variable that the research will examine to see their effect on job satisfaction are organizational communication and the work environment. From the background of the problem is summarized the following problem formulation. First, does organizational communication affect the job satisfaction of employee PT Kamadjaja Logistik Jakarta Utara? Second, does work environment affect of the job satisfaction of employee PT Kamadjaja Logistik Jakarta? Third, does organizational communication and work environment affect the job satisfaction of employee PT Kamadjaja Logistik Jakarta Utara? Research objective. First, knowing and analyzing the influence between organizational communication and job satisfaction of employee PT Kamadjaja Logistik Jakarta Utara. Second, knowing and analyzing the influence of work environment on job satisfaction of employee PT Kamadjaja Logistik North Jakarta. Third, knowing and analyzing the influence between organizational communication and work environment on job satisfaction of employee of PT Kamadjaja Logistik North Jakarta. And this is the novelty of research. This research takes place in Jakarta with employees of company in the sector logistic, namely PT Kamadjaja Logistik Jakarta. And this research sourced from national and international book and journal. This research used descriptive research method with quantitative research approach and data analysis technique used multiple regression analysis with the help of the application software Statistical Product and Service Solution, version 2015. Chapter 2. And this is the theoretical of job satisfaction according to Husna 2019, according to Apriyani and Fitriani 2018, and according to Ulfa and Idris 2019, and can be concluded job satisfaction is the physiology atmosphere of employee toward aspect of the work they do so that it reflects positive emotional response such as work morale, discipline, and work performance. And this is the theoretical of organizational communication according to Rahmawati Sujanto and Rohana 2018, according to Adriana and Fitriani 2018, according to Paramita and Sando 2016. And this is the theoretical environment according to Fitri and Nasution 2016, according to Hayuhana 2019, and according to Fahri 2015. And this is the result journal, and this is the theoretical framework x1 to y, x2 to y, and x1 and x2 to y. And this is the research hypothesis. Hypothesis 1 is organizational communication positively influence job satisfaction. Hypothesis 2, work environment positively influence job satisfaction. And hypothesis 3 is organizational communication and work environment positively influence job satisfaction. And next, chapter 3, we cause about place of research. Research carry out research at PT Kamadjaja Logistik North Jakarta. And the research method is quantitative research with a descriptive approach, data collection technique using a questionnaire. And population is affordable population in the study are the employee of PT Kamadjaja Logistik North Jakarta, as many as 256 employees. And the sample is used in the study where 156 samples based on the calculation of the Slovene formula with a simple random sampling technique. And this is the conceptual definition of job satisfaction. which is the pathology atmosphere of employees towards aspects of the work they do so that it reflects positive emotional response such as. And the operational definition is conduct by employee to measure satisfaction with their works. The indicators used to measure job satisfaction variable in this study are salary, job itself, promotion, co-worker, and supervision. Job satisfaction data are included in primary data using a 5-point Likert scale. And next, organizational communication. Conceptual definition of organizational communication is the flow of information exchange within an organization using a system that is usually used in the form of symbol, signal, or action. So that communication in it is not just a tool, but communication is a way of thinking of people in the organization. Operational definition is to measure organizational communication variable are organizational communication, namely downward communication, upward communication, and horizontal communication. Organizational communication is included in the primary data using a 5-point Likert scale. And next, work environment. Conceptual definition: work environment is all matter regarding the facilities and infrastructure around employees to give a positive or negative impression, which include workplace arrangement, work method, and work relationship with individual. And the operational definition: to measure the work environment variable in the study are the physical environment and the non-physical environment. The work environment is included in the primary data obtained using a 5-point Likert scale. Next, data analysis technique with mean, median, modus, standard deviation, variance, range, minimum, maximum, sum, count, and standard error of mean. Next, this is the statistical data analyzing, and this is chapter 4. This is table about respondent profile. Based on the table, the profile of the respondent, it is known that for female respondent as many as 75 people, while for male respondent as many as 81 people. Okay, now I will explain about descriptive analysis of job satisfaction. This is a histogram about job satisfaction. The lowest interval class is on 11 and the highest is on 50. And next, about descriptive analysis of organizational communication. This is a histogram about organizational communication. The lowest interval class is on 11 and the highest is on 50. Next, about descriptive analysis work environment. This is a histogram about work environment. The lowest interval class is on 16 and the highest is on 70 with range 55. Now, I will explain about quality of data test. And from Kolmogorov-Smirnov normality test, this result is normal data distribution. With the same sign more than 0.05, we can see this picture. The point of distribution is data is on one line, don't split up. And this is about linearity test. Based on the table x1 to y, it is known that the significant value in linearity for organizational communication variable with job satisfaction variable is 0.0. Thus, it can be said that organizational communication variable and job satisfaction variable have a linear relationship. And based on the table x2 to y, it can be said too that work environment variable and job satisfaction variable have a linear relationship. Next, about multicollinearity test. Based on the table, it is known that the tolerance value of the organizational communication variable and the work environment is 0.395. more than 0.1, and the fifth value is 2.529 less more than, it can be concluded that in the regression model in the study there is no multicollinearity problem. And now, this slide is about heterogeneity test. This result of scatter plot is spread. Then, based on the data in the table correlation, it is known that the significant value of organizational communication is 0.995 more than 0.05, and the work environment significant is 0.944 more than 0.05. So, it can be concluded that the regression model in the study does not have a heterogeneity problem. Next, multiple regression equation. This implies that if organizational communication and work environment have a value of 0, then job satisfaction has a value of 4.196. The organizational communication coefficient value 0.782 means that if organizational communication has increased by 1 point, then job satisfaction will also increase by 0.782 at the constant of 4.196, provided that the work environment coefficient value is constant. And this is the hypothesis testing. The result of table ANOVA is F test, and the table of coefficient is T test. Based on the model summary table, and this is about coefficient of determination. It is known that the model summary value is 0.783, which means that the variable of organizational communication and work environment to explain the job satisfaction variable simultaneous is 78.3%, while the remaining 21.7% is influenced by other variables not examined. Next, chapter 5. The conclusion. Based on the result of this hypothesis, it can be concluded that first, the influence of organizational communication on job satisfaction based on the T-hitung value of 12.967 is greater than the T-table value of 1.97. Then there is a significant positive influence between organizational communication and job satisfaction. And the second, the influence of the work environment on job satisfaction based on the T-hitung of 2.238, which is greater than the table value of 1.97. Then, there is a positive and a significant influence between work environment and job satisfaction. And third, the influence between organizational communication and work environment on job satisfaction based on the F-hitung value of 276.019 is greater than F-table value with 3.06. Then there is a simultaneous influence between organizational communication and work environment on job satisfaction. Implication. And this the implication of job satisfaction of PT Kamadjaja Logistik is not only influenced by organizational communication and work environment, but there are other factors that contribute to job satisfaction that were not examined in the study. And this is the research limitation. The first is the results of this study are not fully applicable or generalized to other companies that have different characteristics from the characteristics of the object in the study. And the situation during a pandemic, like This makes research unable to go directly to the field, and the limited time and cost incurred for this study made the research unable to deepen the result. And the suggestion from the first is from the research result. It was found the magnitude of the influence of organizational communication and work environment on job satisfaction was 80.3%, while the remaining 21.7% was influenced by other variables which are not studied. Other researchers who are interested in conducting similar research are invited to analyze the influence of other variables that are predicted to affect job satisfaction, such as compassion or salary. And second, if other research want to take the same variable, it is suggested to improve the quality of further research. Alhamdulillah, this is the end of my presentation. Hopefully, it is useful for all of us. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.